Good morning. It's Friday. What a week. Oh my goodness. I slept in this morning. I tried to sleep in, but I woke up several times during the night. Because my mind, I'll wake up and I'll start thinking about things, and my mind will get to racing, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to do this. So I am going to take it easy today, because Friday, I know, because yesterday was a huge stretch for me, a huge stretch. And I pushed myself further than I ever thought I could push myself in what I can accomplish. And these times are good for us to do these things sometimes because it shows us what we're made of, right? It shows us our grit. It shows us our commitment. It shows us our tenacity. It shows us our power, right? Um, so the good news is that, even though from in the past we were powerless as children, now we're not. Now we're adults. Now the power is within us, and we can choose how to steer and lead our lives, right? We're the captains of our own ships. And when we get stuck in the past, in past patterns or past beliefs about who we are and what we're capable of and what life means, we limit ourselves, right? Because here's the paradox. Everything is true and everything is false, right? It's like everything is the way it is until it isn't that way anymore. And then it's a different way because things are constantly changing. And so for us, the challenge is integrating everything that happens to us in our lives, right? The good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, like we have been so accustomed to, and this is a thing that's reinforced in our culture, like not just like our culture, but like politically, systemically, system wise, like black or white, good or bad, left or right, blah, 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 right? So it's both. It is all that way, sure, glass half empty, or it's all that way, glass half full, right? So it's both. Integrating means that we can look at things and see them from different perspectives. We can see how, like the pros, and then we can see the cons. Like sometimes it's all pro, and sometimes in the moment it's all con, and like things will change again, right? So just because in the moment it seems like it's a certain way, later it's going to shift and change, and you can go back and look at that maybe with a different perspective. And when we get stuck in the past and thinking like, here we go again, it's always, like, here we go again, I'm experiencing this thing, it always happens to me, that's an indication that we need to shift our thinking. We need to shift our story. We need to shift our perspective. Because the truth is it's not always that way. We use language that is like really, I want to say inflammatory, but it's very dramatic. We can use very, very dramatic language. We could say, like maybe our ego is kind of hurt, and we'll say things like, I was crushed, and it's like, really? Okay, well, maybe you were, but like, why were you crushed by a thing? Like maybe a small thing, right? Those are things to look at. It's like what do we say to ourselves and what do we say to other people that amplify situations that maybe don't need that magnitude of attention or focus, right? Because what we focus on, we reinforce. What we focus on, we attract. So we have a tendency to, our emotional responses will be out of proportion with what is really going on. And that is because of our past and our trauma and our triggers and our stories and our experience and our beliefs. So we can change that. We can change that, but it's a matter of recognizing when we do it, and it's a practice to remind ourselves that when we say things like, this always happens to me, or he never listens, is that really true? And are we amplifying the situation and making it black or white, left or right or wrong, this or that? Because the truth is, it's not really like that. Not all the time. Okay. So integrating everything all together. Yes, that bad thing happened. Yes, that was fucked up. Yes, that hurt. And now it's different. Or there was something good that came out of that, right? Something happened. I survived. Or I grew closer to somebody else who was there for me during that hard time. I really want, like, for me, I am practicing changing my language instead and not using that word but, because it's like it negates the first thing I said a lot of times. I want to change it to and, right? So I can integrate it all. Like, I can love someone and decide it's not a healthy relationship for me, right? I can do both. That's integrating. That's integration instead of one way or the other. So I'd love to hear your comments on this. If anything I said resonated or hit home, any aha moments, please share. Let me know if this landed. And I'm going to relax today because I pushed myself really, really hard yesterday, and I achieved amazing things. I hit some major goals yesterday, and I get to celebrate today. And that means some self-care and some fun. I get to do some things for myself that are fun today. And that's important too, right? To celebrate our wins, to celebrate our efforts, to recognize our greatness when we do great things, right? Because we get to have that if we choose to give it to ourselves. And I'm choosing to give it to myself. So have a lovely, lovely Friday. Enjoy your weekend. And I will see you on Monday at 7 a.m. Bye. I love you.